Good evening, folks. It's 21:56 on the 10th day, 5th month, 2022. And, heads up, Mackay. You got a over 12-hour period. You're going to get most of this total, of rain. Excuse me, I moved my mic a bit. Right, here's the deal. If I go to 12 hours, I'm seeing 14. I'm getting a bit hoarse. I've been talking too much. So 7.3 centimeters of rain accumulating over a 12-hour period in this one area of Mackay. And then she jumps way up, doubles again over the next 12-hour period. So that rain you're getting now is going to continue over a 24-hour period, according to the weather plan. And then she's gonna looks like it calms down a bit, according to the numbers. The biggest problem here is all the runoff from all this water going through your city. And I feel for you in advance, so I'm going to give you a quick warning for you. Here's your heads up. Yeah, because you didn't jump up much. What? You went from 38 to 40. It's minimal. So you get a break, it looks like. But oh my, that's when the flood waters come. It doesn't look like you're going to get much more after that, according to the icon plan. Right? And I was asked yesterday a question I didn't know the answer to, which today I'm now prepared for. Right, here's the initials that those stand for. The ECMWF's operational forecasts aim to show the weather is how it's most likely to evolve. Right, to do this, the center produces an ensemble of predictions. I went and looked. It was pretty much of a drag, right? So they do forecasts. The GFS models, Global Forecast Systems, uses National Centers for Environmental Prediction, weather forecast, and lots of initials. Generates data from dozens of atmospheric and land soil variables, including temperatures, winds, precipitation, soil moisture, atmospheric ozone concentrations, and access, the other one we see the initial of them. I wasn't aware of this one. I wasn't aware of any of them, actually. So I am now. It's a state-of-the-art dynamic. Well, they have to sell it. It's a physics-based model. Oh, I like that sounding. Forecast modeling system, which uses ocean, atmospheric, ice, and land observations to initiate outlooks for the season ahead. Oh, like an almanac. And it's Met Service UK and the Bureau of Meteorology. Right? And if we go back to the icon, which I was actually asked about, what did it stand for? It's high resolution charts. And I can click on any of these and go right on into them, but I'm not familiar with them, so it's something I do. Well, I should learn this one. It says Deutscher. Must mean German something. Global numerical weather prediction model run by Deutscher. Yeah, however you pronounce that. Wetterdienst, which is German equivalent of the UK. Bureau of Morons. Met Office. Right, so now you know the answers to those questions as well. Well, it looks like that's running. So as we go back to some of these statistics here, I used Mackay's name on the warning because it's a general area. So as I looked in here, I was looking at this river. I go, oh my God. So where's the water gonna come from? Well, all this coming through this mountain here, wherever this rains, is going to bring water into Mackay. It has to. So all this water falling all along here enters this road, and it comes down here, and down where she goes. If there's bridges along the way, right, as this crosses this bridge, this water's going to drop right here, or here on this side, right? It could undermine these pylons or pillars. I don't know what kind of bridge this is. So it's going to make it very dangerous for eating here, right? So that's for you 5 days what it's going to be. So we're going to go more relevant. That's a lot of water coming down this road over the next 12 hours and the next 24 hours. I tell you to get the fuck out, but that would be stupid advice now. Now that's dangerous advice. You've made a decision. You know, if it was safe to get up to one of these hills here, I would say, yeah, that would be, even up this high could be safe enough at 50. You'd want to get up. You won't be there a while. You're going to get cut off. It's too late to pick which side of the bridge to go, right? But if it isn't, you might want to consider that in some places. So anything of that's a road going through the mountains that drains over one of these rivers or is a bridge is going to turn that into a waterfall. And it will inundate those creeks as well and send that water running somewhere else, right? I'm just going over flood basics. Some good altitude, some good above sea levels here. So there's plenty of safe areas you can get your butt to, right? I see safe spots. But you got to stay away from the road areas where man has cut roots and stuff, because the danger of landslides onto roads and whatever is high. You know, if you lived along this road here, I wouldn't want to be there. I'd want to be up here. Right? You're going to have to get wise now. Don't be the person that makes a safety worker risk their lives and not go home one night because you choose not to be wise. And if emergency got really bad, some towns wouldn't they order the emergency workers not to be there? So this whole area is actually in great danger. I could see that plainly. Just from the dynamics of the land, how it goes through the mountains and roads. Roads are dry riverbeds until they start to rain a lot on them. And they're getting a lot of rain through here over the next 24 hours. That's 9 centimeters. That's, wow. 9 centimeters. That ain't a little bit. In over 2 days, it's growing. Break. There's your break, really. You're basically looking at a 2-day massive event with things staying wet and drizzly, according to this, for another 24 hours after that for this particular area with those accumulations. A little bit higher over here, huh? They're in the red, man. As long as the corporation's in the red, they're happy. I really don't know the lay here, but that doesn't look good. This highway here looks like it would be a danger coming into town as well. My God, you got so many roads ripping in towards the center of your town. I'm sorry, I'm looking as I'm going, and I'm going fast. Huh. Right, just to use the word, man, you guys are going to cop it. You got an airport. Is it frying anything? I don't know. Right now, I don't care. All I'm looking at is lay of the land and how much water they say is going to fall. Just trying to do specifics. Is there a bridge over this? Bridge over railroad tracks. Railroad tracks flood. Railroad tracks become dry riverbeds, but they're usually a little in the air, but they got a dike on one side, which will pour water one way. Think about these things. Now, if you're in this neighborhood, you're lucky. You got an up. Right? Let's think about that. You got an up. Repeat after me. Fuck my stuff. It's replaceable. Where's my pet? Let's go. Okay? I don't know what your past floods have done in the past. Well, you can expect worse than ever before. The cremating of Cremorne. Geoengineering of storms has got to be made illegal. If I could predict this based on chemtrails and stuff, many days in advance as I did. And today I'm just concentrating on where do I see the harm. I don't really see it there, actually. It's more in one of these roads goes through these mountains and where they drop the water. That's the thing to think about. And I want you to think about and do your own determinants, please. So as we move along, and I'm going to do some moving along. All right, that road's getting wet, whichever way it normally drains. Hang on a minute. That's another concern area, actually, because we got all this road and river. It can drop it in the river here, which endangers things on outside bends where they go around and can't handle it and they cut a new channel across sometimes. So you worry about rivers sometimes making new paths. So, and that whole thing ends up becoming a pond. So this road is a danger zone. And all the hills on the sides of it, bringing stuff down. Trees, water, rocks, sand. If you are on Mount Blarney Road, get out. Find a safe high ground. Get your valuables and your vestibule stuff and your crosses and things that you love out of the Wesley in Methodist Church and move them to higher ground. Any of these are in these low areas that might have flooded in the past. Please take care of your stuff now. You've got to. It is going to be pouring. Oh my God. And you're getting all the runoff from these hills. It might be too late to do that. This might now be a no-go zone, actually. And the A1 coming through. Where's the bridge? Here. That's a water drop zone right there. They always leak. Where's the creek? There. It really depends on how the berms on the side of this highway are, where it's going to drop it on the sides. That's important. Because this hill is going to contain it. It's going to go down that way. It has to funnel through Golf Course Road. I mean, after a month of looking at devastation in advance, it's a slow motion train wreck, and I'm pulling on the stop lever, and it just won't stop. Excuse me, I need a drink of water. Field of dreams, my ass. Field of screams, it's gonna be. Or maybe if you ever dreamed of going fishing on top of that building, you might be able to do it. They say the floods run fast, but not hugely deep. So that could be a good thing. But location close to oceans and hungry animals out here, and people being swept out because they was fools. Oh, let's just go walking out in this, right? It just don't risk stupidness. Don't risk the fire workers and emergency workers out there, or a good citizen that might lose his life trying to save your life because he was trying to help somebody that was stupid. Now you're high enough up in the air there. I wouldn't be too concerned about that one. Railroad tracks don't never go through your best. They don't like gradients. So whenever I see railroad tracks, I look. Railroad tracks and flooding. Any questions? Serena? Dude, you're fucked. Highway came through and everything. I'm really sorry to be the announcer of that. But hey, you should get a new train station out of it. That's a nice hub. You can have a fixing yard there and everything with that turnaround. Right, where else can I go with this? Move on down your coast. It looks like that 24-hour big event's gone, but now we got new totals. Oh, it looks like it decided to do something different. So I'm going to bring it back to it. Nah, it's messing with me. Right, sometimes I just have to refresh that and go to something else. I've got an image here. Am I ready to roll it? Yeah. This is the current image coming from datajma.go.jp. I told you, I don't always use the same tools. Right, here's an image of some of your other stuff going over. Sorry if you're looking at one side of your screen. No, I don't want to be top. What does that mean? Well, they're not liking me what I did. Okay, I'm going to have to go down just a little bit. Huh. Okay, I see why. Okay. Best tarde. Right. So we get some streamers of chem coming over here over the top that are going to be coming toward the coast. That's going to end up fueling some of the action. It's going to be coming down further down the coast later this week. Tonight I'm just going to concentrate on these flooding areas. It's not the best image, actually, and I'm not happy with it. It's busting my balls, so I'm going to go to a different one. Yeah, I get you, Bex. Even though I got a bunch of knives sticking in them tonight. Boy, do you guys need to do something about your bullies. My God. Something coming along here, lots of little dots, and staying stationary and pluming. A few things fireworking off. Why can't they give me a clear freaking image? It's ridiculous. Am I up too high? No. Sometimes they don't want you to see things, you know. I cannot not see what's going on. Not see. Really. You know, I had a grandfather escape from Europe so that I could be here, you know, to escape real Nazis, right? So I know what Nazi is, and I could spot a genocide. Look at that. Chem bombs suck. I ain't even got your coastline. You don't even know where you are yet. Wait, this one's doing the same thing. She's busting my stones. Nah, I want to load right. I'm very persistent, you know. Did that fix it? Nah. Right? Then I'll go back to that one. With a heave and a hoe. And I gotta go. Let's see what we got going on here. Right, 24. 48. Right, the big pockets they're saying is, what's the pressure looks like? Right. There is no low circulating in Queensland. I've seen a map put out by another weather page where he drew a low here. That is wrong. The atmospheric pressure line is currently this one here. It's not circulating at all. It's actually pinned in place by two other pressures. The only circulation you have going at all, and it's really small, are here and here. This is actually a pinned low that's going to just basically flow towards a low. So atmospheric pressure here is actually going to flow towards this low. It has to pull it over. An EMF beam now bubbling up from here that I showed you yesterday in my other video prevents it from going any further. So but it still feels the pressure pull. It's just strange about some of your pressure stuff works, but she's not rotating at all. So that's wrong. There is no low pressure system rotating currently in Australia off the East Coast. Know this. The only thing at all is this high pressure at 1036 would be rotating in this direction, pumping up cold air. And as this comes in from the low, it's not rotating, it's just coming in. This is actually rotating towards that. So this flow coming in off the coast is just purely the force of this backing up on an EMF wall. Like this beam that came through here. Like if I put my hand up over here, it would just, if my hand was big enough to cover this to this, it would just stop the water and move it down. Just like if you moved your hand through a bathtub and next time you take it a bath, just play with the water. And with your hands and move it around and look how vortices and basic flow moves. You can use the bubbles in the top, put your hand up, watch how it moves. And if I use EMF to create a wall of hot air or energy that predictably can move towards something that's cooler or of lower pressure, either or, because they share a similar relationship, then I can stop things from moving. Isn't it odd how that's just stopped? Shouldn't that just be streaming straight across toward that? Yes, it should, actually. The dynamics clearly say so. But the bubble of this sometimes coming down, because it is. Because there's a low here too. And that's a long way to go. This is a wobbly one here over Indonesia. It's going to make their weather extremely volatile. Look at this. Look what's coming in over India right here. They ain't having a bad. They're having a really bad day, but I really don't have time to cover all of theirs right now as the floods head toward northern rivers. It's not your D-Day yet. They had theirs in Townsville, right? As the weather warfare continues, bombing the coast of Australia with rain bombs. Rockhampton, you ain't done. You're steady. You get a bit of a break. I'm showing you. Bit of a break. Right? You're looking at about 14 mils a day. Or over that 24-hour period. So 28 over day. Then you jump. So it looks like you're just going to be continuing at 28. A little bit higher. I should bring a calculator down. I'm too tired to do math. So roughly, yeah, it's just a continual deluge of consistent downpours of what you're getting now. You just ain't going to stop. You got like a monsoon. Or should, if it's man-made, can I start calling it a monsoon? It's the monsoon season for Gladstone. They're busting your stones. Enjoy your cannery. You didn't do it in time. You didn't say no. Are you going to say no now? Turkey Beach? Or you going to only be able to eat all the sand which is there once the food shortages hit and the roads are out? You can't get stuff to places. But that's a whole nother topic. So, right, Gladstone, I think I've already showed you your flooded areas through your passes. And I will wait till it's closer to your event. Right now, you just get time. You get time to move stuff out. Things are going to be flowing down towards these areas. It's 26, jump up of 100. That's going to be very heavy. All right, let's look. I don't know your catchment, but this ain't good. Higher ground, please, for a heritage fig tree. Let's do something to make sure the tree stays safe. People, I'm just a bit disappointed with, but you might want to move your stock up to the higher. All right, yeah. A1, you got to follow these highways. This one isn't so bad. It's not so close. Till you get here. Now we're getting into a risk zone. Now water's going to be heavily being added to these roads. Railroad tracks also are dry riverbeds. Gosh, I'm getting dry. Here we go again. Sorry about that. All right, here's where your main water's going to come for, coming in here. Gosh, you poor folks. It's hard for me to do a determining here at all because it's starting to really just fry my head to fathom that a man or woman that could sit down and have a meeting and decide that this is a good idea to do. That it's a good idea to chem bomb the hell out of you and destroy lives just because you have a plan that suits your needs, that sells out the future of the children that our grandparents fought to have a future for. It ain't no better for us than them. As it does the up and over. And that ain't a low. That's just something streaming in and hitting a flow that's diving south. And here's the flow that comes over from here and all chem bombed all to hell. Boom, boom, boom. Look at them going off here. Right there. Look for, you'll see a string of them going, excuse me when I get it. I'm looking right here, okay? See the square? See the dots off the coast of Cairns here? Those are chem bombs. And they're reacting in the atmosphere, streaming off. Magnetic particulates, nanoparticles. You're breathing, it's falling out on the reef, and I'm not too happy about that. We want to go poisoning ourselves, that's one thing. But if we cannot take every other life form on this planet with us, that would be great. Kind of look like Angel of Death over us there. Dressed in white. Boom, gone. It was a quick nucleation. That cloud didn't last a minute on top of all the other clouds. That's some serious business, isn't it? Yeah, I can't be sarcastic tonight. I'm just not in the mood. Look at that. These chem bombs coming over here and ruining the lives of people. Look at these chem bombs over here falling out on my fish over in Cooktown. Do we got any microwaving going on here? I'd have to go faster and zoom out just a bit. Bzzz. That's frying in. Look at that. Down just a little. Enters into the microwave perturbation field of Mount Isa and kicks off. Getting fried over outside here over a long reach. And it does have a very long reach. My God, that's sickness mix going off there. That's a different type deployment. I recognize it. That's sickness mix. All right. I'm sorry, I got nicknames for everything. If you don't believe it or ask me to prove anything, about like your vaccine being safe. Show me a statistic that proves anything other than the words ineffective on a news headline after it's all the stock is gone. That's okay. Vaccine-induced immunity is going to become a new thing. Be sure and boost yourself. And check off my planet sometimes. And that's just an opinion. And here's some sickness mix. This isn't too healthy to breathe. If you was up there on a parachute breathing that stuff, I imagine when you came back down, you would suffer from various malaises. Wouldn't you? Or if you wouldn't, show me. I think the people that say this is a good idea should parachute through this stuff. And then should be monitored their own health for a while. Let's see how they fare. As all these chem bombs go off over my ocean, off the coast of Brizzy over here. Tweed's Head, Byron Bay, Lismore. Boom! Like a big scrotum. Nobody wants that vaccinated load. Get it off of here. Out of here. Bzzz. Getting fried. Off the coast of Gladstone. Are they glad? Are they getting stoned? Who knows? Up your nose as it goes. Rain accumulation. See, I was waiting for that to load. Do you like how I did that? There ain't much to see on Worldview that I didn't show you this morning. So I just thought you might want to see a picture of your mother. This is your mother. Don't be motherfuckers to your mother. That is all about that. Right, we'll go back over to here. That was a message to our oppressors who think that Mother Nature thinks Winfield would do great with some storms. As these railroad tracks and stuff go over rivers, that will cause issues. So if you're in a traditional low-lying area that floods and you have a safe way to maneuver yourself through some higher ground, well, this area ain't really showing what I be as worried about. Yeah, it's really high over all these days. And again, they're going to get that batch. See there, you got a difference of 30. So in that 2-day period, she's got a significant increase in the amount of rain. Looks like double the amount that they're getting currently. Gobble, gobble, gobble. This is difficult to do whether you figured it out or not. Right, as we go inland a bit. Yeah, I see you over here. I'm watching you. I'm going to just do this by the map. I got too upset earlier. I had to stop. I usually look for mountainous areas to determine danger zones. Because that's where your big runoff happens quick. And all the soil is already super saturated. You ain't fitting no more in it. That spring is for sure full. And they got the mountains. And there's a three-way meeting. So they're not in a good, wise place to be right now. If they're in the bottomland here, they might want to be up here. Look where the end of that dot is here. They might want to move up here. Because I see a train station, man. Where there's train stations lately, it seems bad things have been happening at them. Statistically. So if you're down here, you might want to consider what you want to do. Okay? And I'd get the fuck out myself. I see looking at that road and stuff, man. Bad things going to be happening along that A1. When they go through traditional setups like this, okay? To determine if harm can happen. Billy, don't be a hero comes to mind, but damn it, don't you let nobody die just because of ignorance. You will drag sleeping people out of burning houses, and then you can argue later about that you woke them up. And I see harm, so here I am, once again, making my voice go away. If I get lucky, it will. I don't know what your damn situations are, as in what holds water back. But this damn situation is damn sure sucking over here near Willow's Green Fields. Oh, gem fields. Oh, tell me about this place. I love gemstones. What you looking like here? I don't know. 300 up, 300 up. You're pretty high up there. I'm not too worried about you. I'm worried about where your water is gonna go. Is that like a high plateau or something? Here. Okay, your water's going to go here, drop there, into here, over to here. Now we'll do your determinant. So all that water's in these two creeks. We'll file here. Yeah, man, this is a bad situation. All that overruns that for sure. If this is a bridge, you may be getting lucky. If it's not, that road's going to wash. Has to. So for a little while, man, you might be up there drinking your tea with your pinky out, watching things unfold. You got a deck of cards? Might be a little late to go get one. Oh, my. This is difficult, folks. Very difficult. I'm going to try to find a way to look at some comments. In case there's anybody with a deep concern, I can look at it now. Okay? But if I can't get to you or don't see your comments, don't get rude to me. Like, this is the second time I ask. Because I'll tell you what, I'll have you off my wall. Because personally, I only can see 2 or 3 comments at a time. So I might not see yours. Doesn't mean your comment is any less important to me. It means I just didn't see it. Or I might have been saying something already, which the likelihood is high. Now I'm going to have a look and see if I can see some comments on my own live video. Alright, what we got here? Hiya Sue, hiya Zange, hiya Shelly, hiya Zelzy, hiya Diana. Let's see what we got here. Live chat over. There's not that many comments. 161. So go ahead. If there's something you need, I might be able to see what you want me to look at. Okay? Okay. So let's hope the sound quality's coming good. I'm going to lean back into the mic now. Oh, let me adjust his volume back. Is that any better? I hope. Yeah, that's bad. That's not a good situation for this place here at all, actually. I keep going back to it. So, if you got anybody in Springshire, be sure and give them a warning. Alright, I'm getting noise off of this. There we go. We just mute that second. How much for Mullumbimby? Yeah, I was headed toward the northern rivers, just like the floodwaters are. I can't cover everything. I just know this. It's 12 hours from now. You guys are actually out of the woods and in a good position to make a decision. The pressures are very high over the top of you. It doesn't make sense how this heavy water will come down here like this. So that's telling me as that trucks out that high pressure, that low is going to come down the coast. That line, that is the low. The danger of a cyclone is actually going to come from over here. As they hit a beam to move stuff, you're going to see this flow is going to pull something up and spin something off. I can't determine if it's going to go here or here yet. If it goes here, they could throw the curveball, hit Sydney. If it comes here, she comes straight over this way. So I'm watching it very closely. Because all the steering winds of the high when it leaves go like that. If it was a low when it left, it would sling it toward New Zealand or make it a southern diver. It heats up and melts ice in Antarctica. Because the geoengineering are changing the climate with their very actions of using ionospheric heaters. Yeah, it's part of the repertoire of tools needed to make storms. Over the next 24 hours, looking all right. Oh my. Then Brizzy cops it. Right? And this is that day after that's when Goldie gets it. Watch this. Boom. Brizzy gets it. North Lake's getting it. Maroochydore getting it. The Mulligan buys. The Golden Triangle, as I love to call it, because some of the best healers in the world and best minds and beautiful people. And as I circle around, I'm sending a blessing, so hopefully nothing bad happens here ever again. They've had it. All right, MOBA. But here's the concern, okay? That Tweeds River will flood. There's no way this water won't go in here. There is no way. And this line is too far north, right? I'd see the EMF that cleared this out, so I understand why that didn't flood. But I don't understand why this won't go a little further to here. So all it's going to take is a slight bubble in these pressures that I keep telling you that tug on everything and they go from one toward the other. Slightest bit of difference, folks. And you got a whole new ball game down here in the Golden Triangle. But as it is right now, it looks like it's pinning on mostly on this side of the range, which still puts it into the highways and down into the valley. Fuck. How many days and how many times I got to come on here in a month, sleepless, losing my voice to tell you guys that you're fucked. Okay? Right, you're fucked. I'm not agreeing with this because that river's going to flood. Right? And then it has its own effect. Are you going to get this super heavy rain? You're not forecast to. I'm disagreeing with that, actually. All the moisture says it's there. Right? There's that one. Do you want a horrific one or the one I usually use? I've like I said many times ago, I said I didn't agree with that line, and she was coming over here, so now I'm going to give you the news. Yes, Golden Triangle, you will be the glistening in the golden light like you're on the beach looking at sunrise. So you're nearly in the get the fuck out zone. You see that jump? Watch. Right, 24 hours, 13. Right, 2 days after that, you hit 150. That's 15 centimeters of rain. That's half a foot, America. And then 2 days after that, your event has pretty much ended. Now, all that water's going somewhere. So you're looking at about a half a foot of rain falling within a few days after this event. So you got 3 days of copping it and nothing, according to this map. See how hard it is to call weather forecast? And you go to this one, don't agree. This one don't agree. This one here says the color's on. This one here says, oh no, you guys are fucked, but you're not, right? But you clearly see no matter what, they're calling this line here, and they've been creeping it down all week. So I'm going to continue with the same thing I said before. My forecast is accurate. And now this one's agreeing with it. Okay? And this one is agreeing fully with what I said 8 days ago. I've been giving you a countdown. All right? This is a biblical flood. This is not cool. And this is really all I can handle tonight. If you care to support my work, great. Go look on my wall for a link. Big love, peace.